Hi everyone, Amy Valdivia here talking about contingent liabilities. Do you know what a contingent liability is? It is a debt that is showing on your credit report or maybe somewhere else, maybe when we run a title search on you, that is including your name, you're obligated for it, but somebody else is making the payment. So what do you do in those situations? In those situations, dependent on which type of loan you're getting, FHA, VA, or conventional, we have some different guidelines, specific guidelines that we have to follow. But there's one general rule across all three types of loan programs. If somebody else is making a payment that you are obligated on, remember, we need 12 months canceled checks to show that the other party, or persons, I should say, is making that payment. So what if they don't write checks? In this day and age, many people do everything online. Then that's 12 months bank statements to show that somebody else has been making the payment. The entire bank statement, not just the page. So we have to see the entire bank statement that shows the online banking transaction that somebody else has been making the payment. Yes, 12 months. So what if the debt is a relatively new payment? It's only 6 months old. Then that is a specific scenario that requires an exception. Not every transaction will allow for that exception to be made. Usually, it's an uphill battle. I will tell you, 12 months is the golden rule all the way across the board. Understand that if there's a mortgage situation now, maybe not a car payment that somebody else is making, but what if there's a mortgage that somebody else is making? Not only do you have to show that that other person is making the mortgage payment, but that they're paying the property taxes and that they're also paying for the insurance. And understand, if there are any mortgage lates whatsoever, usually that's not a good thing. That is when that house payment has to be applied to your back end ratio. So a contingent liability is a liability that is in somebody else's name along with yours. Somebody else is making the payment, and you need to prove that they are making the payment so it does not affect your debt ratio. There are certain circumstances where that payment will still be included in your debt ratio, especially if it's a mortgage payment that is late. You don't want that to happen. Here's another thing. Sometimes mom or dad buys a car with their son or daughter to help them out, get them started, and they have son or daughter give them the cash and they turn around and make the payment. Absolutely not going to help you. You will have to qualify with that payment in your debt ratio. So if somebody else is making the payment, you need to prove that that person is making the payment directly to the agency or to the creditor. Do not have them send you the money and then you turn around and make the payment, because that just means that that payment should be included in your debt to income ratio. Of course, as always, there are always exceptions to the rule, specific situations where we have to ask the underwriter to look a different way, maybe manually underwrite that file and apply some different guidelines, but understand that the general rule is you have to supply 12 months canceled checks or bank statements to prove that another party is making that payment. If you have any additional questions or a specific scenario, you know how to find me, avaldivia@afncorp.com or 626-485-4673. Have a great day. Thanks.